What is good, everybody? Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill back together, back from Vegas with a domino, the first domino, I guess, of the official off season for the Maple Leafs at the Leafs Nation 401, where you can subscribe on YouTube. Max Domi re-signs 4 years, 15 million bucks. Rosie, your thoughts?
Oh, I know it's things are starting to move here and hopefully more in the future too. But like you say, that first domino fell. I'm a fan of Max Domi and I like this signing a lot. Like I can't find a negative. I really can't. And
Yeah.
if someone doesn't like this signing, I implore you to explain yourself. I don't He's pushing 50 pims this or sorry, 50 points this year, pushing 120 pims this year. The chem that he found with Austin Matthews, he plays with a snarl. He can play on the third line, second line, first line, all over the place. And he absolutely plays with passion, loves to be a Maple Leaf. If you look at the very beginning of his season, I imagine there was some jitters and some feeling out period, finally living his lifelong dream of being a Leaf like his dad and what he grew up loving. And by all accounts is a good guy and a good teammate. So at that, 4 years at 3.75 or whatever is a piss in the bucket when you look at it. I can't find one negative thing about it, and I think it's a great signing.
I agree. I think weirdly enough, for the first time in forever, somebody actually took a discount to stay at Toronto Maple Leaf. Like I truly feel that way. And I can remember a time as well where people who cover a different team or fans from a different team actually respect the contract that the Maple Leafs gave out to a potential free agent. The cap hit, 3.75, a 4 year extension. Again, I think it's a good cap hit. I think he really found his footing in the second half of the season. You mentioned his versatility. They changed positions a couple times. He was playing on the top line in the latter games of the Boston series. Like I think the versatility is going to be huge. And you can't overlook the fact that he's got a relationship already with Craig Berube. I think that's big. I think he's a really good fit with this organization.
Yeah, it checks all the boxes. And when you're looking at guys signing and potentials and what guys are asking, you always think it's here. And it always seems to be like 1.5 million more than you think, maybe. And
Mhm.
everyone's going up and the cap's going up and everyone's reaching and climbing for more and more. And here's a deal where I'm just like, really? That like go try to replace Max Domi right now for 3.7. Like you're not doing it. Like I said, like you just said, all across the board, he checks all the boxes and wants to be here more than anything, plays with the passion and the grit that I think that this team needs in the direction that they're headed under Craig Berube, which you mentioned he's got a relationship with. So it couldn't be better if you ask me. He's
Yeah.
not a world beater. He's not going to take us right to the cup on his back. He's not that player. But like I said, go try to replace him. You will not be able to do it. He does. He's got a bit of skill. He's got some finesse. He's got some grit, and he plays with passion. He loves being a Toronto Maple Leaf. You can't ask for more.
Again, I'm no math guy, but the cap went up this summer as well, and it's pretty much like the same AAV as last year. If you sort of put everything together and compare it and contrast from last year's contract, I know it was a 1 year deal. So yeah, this is a big time win, I think, and a good time start for the Toronto Maple Leafs. When you just look at Max Domi, what he means to this city, a local boy who wants to stay. And again, I really felt like he found his footing. Like I think he was really looking for his identity early on, and I like the fact that I noticed him a lot more than most players that I've noticed in 8 years in round one of the playoffs. Like it seemed like every game against Boston, granted, 7 game sample size as a Maple Leaf, he really, really found his footing. I think for the first time in Max's career in a while, he's found some stability with an organization and some familiarity as well, I think is vital too.
Yeah, and he's going to be coming back here this year, and he's going to be more comfortable. I'm going to be looking for him to be more consistent and to be kind of that standout guy
Yeah.
wherever he's playing. He can be a standout guy on the third line. He can be a standout guy, getting mixed in there with Austin Matthews at times. But I want him to play with that consistency, but also have the confidence out there. I want him to have swagger. I want him to look at anyone on the ice. I mean, he's not the biggest guy in the world, but he plays tough, and he's got a little bit of that of his father in him. And I want him to have that chip on his shoulder every night. I want Craig Berube to come and say, look at how Max plays. I want that to rub off on everyone and to carry that attitude. I want him to go out there and just swagger the whole ice, put up points, not take any bullshit from anybody, and play the way that he's capable and shown that he can play. And that's why he's being re-signed, is because he checks all those boxes. And I'm excited for him to have a big season. He was close to a lot of, career highs in certain areas last year, and he didn't really have a very quick start. So I'm looking for a little bit of consistency over the whole term of this season, and I think he can be a standout and a huge asset to the roster.
Thumbs up all around. Max Domi signs a 4-year extension worth $3.75 million per season. Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long-form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.